Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear loving brothers and sisters in Islam. Welcome to Answering Christianity. We are going to now listen to the first question by Roundsquare. Your mic, Roundsquare.
Thank you very much. Well, Muslims are fond of saying that the Quran is a perfect book that was sent down from heaven, in fact, and it's found on tablets in heaven, I believe. If that is the case, then we shouldn't expect to come across any type of contradictions in the Quran. Am I correct? Muslims do not believe that there are contradictions in the Quran, whether they be scientific contradictions or contradictions related to the text of the Quran itself. So the first contradiction that I find in the Quran regards a flat earth. There are several verses or surahs in the Quran that refer to the earth as being flat. The first verse I'm going to point out is Surah 15:19. I'm sure you're all aware of this verse, but in case you're not, I'm going to post Surah 15 verses 19 in the room for all to see.
Alright, okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alright, okay, so okay, you've given us a verse. You have given us a verse, alright, okay, one of the verses that you believe is a contradiction. What is it contradiction? What is it contradicting in the Quran? Where is your other verse that's contradicting this verse? You've only brought forward one verse of the Quran. You need to bring another verse of the Quran that's contradicting this verse. Do you understand that around? You've only brought one verse of the Quran. We need to see a contradiction in it. So you need to bring another verse that's contradicting this verse. Right? So if you could know, it's scientific contradiction. Okay, now you're speaking about a scientific contradiction. This is something totally different now. Okay, this is something totally different. The topic has totally changed now. Because originally it was what? Contradictions in the Quran. Right? So the Quran is saying one thing, okay, in page number 1, and then it's saying something totally the opposite in page number 10. This is contradictions within the Quran. Now the topic is Quran versus science. Right? This is the topic now. I need to know what the topic is. Your mic.
I was very clear to point out in my opening statement that I would not only point out contradictions within the text of the Quran, but I would also point out contradictions such as those that go against what we see in the world, in reality. Those kinds of contradictions obviously will include scientific contradictions. So if the Quran contradicts what we know scientifically, that is not automatically considered as a contradiction. So this is the first contradiction that I would like to bring to the attention of everyone regarding the flat earth. And I posted a verse, Surah 15:19, which clearly states that the earth has been spread out. We all know that we can't spread out a round object. Round objects are not spread out like a carpet, as the verse points out. So what is your response to this?
Right, okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's post the verse, right? And the earth, and this obviously, all this is in English, alright, because you understand English, and my first language is not Arabic, okay? So it's good that we both speak the same language and we can come to some sort of a mutual agreement on the language aspect of it. Alright, so if we read the first, we read this first surah of the Quran that you feel has contradiction in it, okay, contradicting science. Can you believe this? SubhanAllah. Right, okay. And the earth we have spread out like a carpet, so therein mountains are firm, immovable, and produce therein all kinds of things in due balance. Right, okay. You feel that this ayah of the Quran is going against modern science, because modern science teaches that the earth is not of a flat, it's not flat, okay? Like Christopher Columbus, right? Christopher Columbus believed the earth was flat, or the people who sent him out, scientists of his time believed that the earth was flat. They made a very famous statement. They said, don't go too far out, you might fall off the edge, right? I mean, this is folklore, but this has been said, right? This is what they believed. How long ago was Christopher Columbus around? Maybe 500 years, 600 years, like this, right? 500-600 years ago they made, yeah, okay. So Christopher Columbus, about 500 to 600 years ago, okay, his people that sent him out, or the scientists of his time, said, look, listen, don't wander out too far, right? Do not wander out too far. You will fall off the edge, and you will, you know, basically be no longer on Earth. So this is about 500 years ago. So this belief, okay, that the Earth was flat, okay, existed 500 years ago. Now let's go back onto the ayat of the Quran. Right, and the earth we have spread out like a carpet, right? And the earth we have spread out like a carpet, right? When you stand, okay, now first and foremost we have to see, you're bringing verses, we have to give you the context of this verse. We have to give you the context. Why is it that Allah is speaking? Why is it that Allah is speaking in this way? Who is He speaking to? I mean, why is this revelation coming down? What is the purpose of this revelation to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? There's a lesson for him and the people who are going to be reading this, right? So first and foremost we have to determine what is the context of this verse, right? What is it that Allah is conveying here, right? The message that He's conveying. Have you understood the tasfir? Have you understood why this revelation was sent down to Muhammad at what point, and at what what's the word I'm going to look for here? Yeah. At what point? Okay, we'll stick with what point. At what point, okay, was this revelation sent down to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for? Was it to show him, look, that the earth is flat, right? Or was it another reason why this revelation came down? Do you understand what the reason was for this revelation to come down first and foremost? Before I explain anything to you, I need to understand, if you understand why this revelation was sent down. Your mic.
Thank you. Whatever the reason was, I won't claim to know what the reason is, but whatever the reason was, if the Quran is a perfect book, Allah should present a real picture of reality, not something that goes against what we know to be true. So even if whatever the reason was, even if the reason was to speak about geography or to teach an important lesson, Allah should still reveal the truth to us, and the truth is that the earth doesn't spread out like a carpet. It is round. It is a spherical object, and it cannot be created like someone spreading out a carpet. And so that verse seems to go against what we know is geographically correct about the earth.
But this is why I've just said to you, it's important what context this is being put forward as. Okay, what is the context? What is the context? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using this term that the earth is spread out like a carpet, right? What is the context of it? Now you said I do not know the context of it, right? You said I do not know the context of it. So if I say to you this is the context of it, okay? If I say to you that this is the context of it, are you going to accept it? Because then there is no debate. You can't refute right? Because Allah, if I say to you, as it stands, if I say to you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if I stand on the earth, okay, if I stand on the earth, don't forget, at that time, around square, at that time, okay, in the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay, there was no surety what the shape of the earth was, right? There was no surety. Nobody knew exactly what the shape of the earth was. Like I gave you the example, Christopher Columbus and the people that, you know, scientists of his time said, if you wander out too far, you will fall off the edge, right? This is only no, but Allah should no, but this is why I said to you, it's important for you to understand the context of this ayah of the Quran. This is what I'm explaining to you now, is the context of the ayah of the Quran. If you don't understand the context of it, whatever answer I give you, you will have to accept, because you do not know any better, right? You do not know if it's any, no brother, we have to explain. So what we see here, and I gave you an example, if you look at the example of Christopher Columbus 500 to 600 years ago, they said to him, it was said to them that if you go too far, you will fall off the edge, right? You've agreed upon that. You said, this is what they said. They said, don't wander off too far. There's a possibility that you might fall off the edge, right? This is 500 to 600 years ago. So up till this time, they believed that the earth was flat. This is what they believed in, that the earth was flat. 500 to 600 years ago. Right? We agree on that, correct? Do you understand? Do you understand? I agree there were folks who believe that. Right, okay. So what we see here now with this ayah of the Quran, okay, people are none the wiser. People are none the wiser. They don't know. They don't know. They don't understand this. They don't have the knowledge, okay, of what the shape of the earth is. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, based upon their intellect, their understanding of this individual, right, the understanding of their times, Allah is saying to them, the earth is spread out like a carpet, right? It's spread out like a carpet. Now if you stand at a particular point, the earth seems flat. Do we agree on this? That if you are at a flat, at a base where, you know, miles and miles ahead of you is just flat, you don't have no mountains, you have no hills, nothing, it's flat as far as the eye can see. At any point does the flatness of the earth disappear into the roundness in any way, shape or form? It doesn't, right? It stays flat all the way through. The earth is spread out, right? The earth is spread out. Now if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to these people, okay, he said to these people, look, the earth is a round shape, right? For example, the earth is a round, for example. So in accordance to their understanding of it, okay, in what they saw, Allah said to them that the earth is spread out. It's spread out. And this scientifically, this is what it is. It's spread out. It's spread out to a certain point, okay, when we're on earth. If I'm stood on earth, it's spread out for me, right? If you and I are stood on earth, right, we can't deny this. If you and I are stood on earth, it is spread out. If we go out of earth, okay, the shape and everything shifts. It becomes a different object because you're away from it now. But while you're on earth, it is flat. It is spread out. So what we see here, that there is no contradiction. Don't forget, this is not a scientific. This is not a scientific. No way in any shape or form is this a scientific statement by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is dealing with a situation by saying to the people, the earth is flat for you. It's been spread out for you, right? As you stand on it. Okay, your mic.
Alright, I'm going to post the verse one more time, and I want you to pay attention to a particular part of it. It says, and the earth we have spread out like a carpet. That first portion is very important, like a carpet as well. Note here what it says. You can't spread out a ball or a sphere like a carpet. It is impossible physically to do that. That is a physical impossibility. You don't spread out a ball, you can spread out a carpet. That's why the Quran mentions that it has been spread out like a carpet. You just can't do that. How do you spread out a ball? how do you spread out a spherical object? To me, it appears like someone that looks like it was written by someone who didn't know that the earth was round. There is no other way around it. That verse looks like it was written by someone who didn't know about the spherical shape of the earth, and that person, like many other people who lived at the time, believed that it was like a carpet, and that's why that verse does say that. But you just cannot physically achieve such a feat as spreading out a ball like a carpet. That is something that you cannot physically do. So I don't know how you can explain it away, really. I don't see how you can explain it away. And I'm going to post the second verse now, and I would also like you to look at this verse. This is Surah 17, or you call it ayah. This is Quran 17, verse 79, chapter 79:30. Sorry, Surah 79:30. This is what it.
No, look, hold on. Round. I've not finished my, proof, evidence. Okay, for what you are saying is incorrect. I still have so much to tell you. You just moved on. Okay, so far everything that I've mentioned, you've agreed with me, and then you've come on the mic and said, no, I disagree with you. This is not fair. Okay, I've said to you, right, that if when you stand on earth, what do you see? Do you see the roundness of the earth? Do you see the roundness of the earth as you stand? You and I, we don't see it, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making a statement which is the truth. It's based upon facts. If you and I stand on earth, do you see the roundness of the earth? It's not a scientific statement. It's speaking about facts. That when you and I stand on earth, what we see in front of us is flat. It's spread out. Right? It's spread out. You don't need to see the roundness. No, but look, it's not. You're looking for a scientific statement, right? You're looking for the shape of the earth, right? There is a verse in the Quran where Allah is telling you what the shape of the earth is, which is based upon scientific. You can say that this is a scientific statement. And it's been quoted, it's been posted. If somebody can post that, okay, the shape of the earth, the ostrich and so forth. I think Muslim for Life, you were posting it earlier on, or somebody posted it. I didn't give. Okay, no. Yeah, if you could post that, the other verse, Akhi, where the shape of the earth, where Allah is speaking about the shape of the earth, because this is what roundsquare wants. Roundsquare wants the evidence, scientific evidence, that what is the shape of the earth. Well, there you go. In chapter 79, verse 30, Allah, it tells you very clearly, the Quran mentions the actual shape of the earth by saying, and we made the earth an egg shaped. Right? This is what the Quran says. So scientifically, okay, when it comes to the shape of the earth, it's perfectly correct in the way it's saying the shape of the earth is. No, it doesn't contradict itself. This is the point we're trying to make to you. Okay? It doesn't contradict, because you're asking for the shape of the earth. Right? We've given you the shape of the earth in chapter 79, verse 30. But you brought forward an ayah of the Quran that's speaking about what you see if you stand on earth. Right? What do you see when you're stood on earth? What you see in front of you is flat. This is facts. You do not see the roundness of the earth. Right? Right? Exactly. It says it's laid out, it's spread out like a carpet, but the shape of it is round. What is wrong with that? It doesn't say that the earth is flat. It doesn't say that the earth look. Does it say that the earth is flat? Does the verse say that the earth is flat? It says it's spread out like a carpet. Right? Now, what is the shape of the earth? Allah tells you the shape of the earth, okay, is that of an ostrich shape, right? Egg. But obviously you can, right? Round square? Obviously you can, because when you and I stand on earth, we see what we see the flatness of the earth. We don't see the roundness of it. Right? It's in your face. Why are you denying it? Well, obviously it's been done. You stand on it on a daily basis. Allah can do this. Yes, the earth is the earth. The shape of the earth is that of an egg, an ostrich, right? Egg, right? Fine, but it's spread out. It's spread out. It's spread out like a carpet. Do you understand? The shape is of an ostrich egg shape, but it's spread out. It's spread out like a carpet. The shape is round, but spread out like a carpet. The shape is round, but spread out like a carpet. Do you understand? There's no contradiction. Alright? So what is your next question? If you've understood this, unless it cannot be spread out like a carpet. But obviously it is. Right? Because you see this on earth. I've just said to you. You're not listening, are you? Okay, let me hold your hand. Okay? Let me hold your hand and let us walk. Let us walk to an area which is flat. Do you accept that there are certain places on earth accept it without mountains? Do you accept it? That there are certain places in America which are absolutely flat? In Africa which are absolutely flat? Which in Europe are absolutely flat? Which Asia which are absolutely flat? Do you accept that there are certain areas of the earth which are absolutely flat, meaning that there are no hills and there are no mountains, but just flat? Do you accept this? Brother, this is a debate. Because we don't want to go off the topic. Can you? Look, you see, you're not being honest now. Okay, you're being very dishonest. You're being very dishonest. Because I'm stating facts to you, and you're not even giving me the time to answer those questions. I'm asking you, are there certain places on earth which are flat? Are there certain places? You don't answer the question. Until you don't answer this question, I refuse to move on with the debate. Brother Abdul Wadud, your mic, inshallah. You're being dishonest. I'm asking you a question. Either say yes or either say no. One or the other, so we know where we're heading with the debate. Your mic, Akhi. Salaam
alaikum. I asked a question to you around square. Which translation of the Quran you are using? Because you have introduced the term like a carpet. That is not in the words. Like a carpet is not in the Arabic text. That is not in the Arabic text of the glorious Quran. It appears in some translations in brackets. That's the translator's opinion. So could you tell me which translation of the glorious Quran you are using? That's right, it appears in brackets. The words like a carpet that you are making an issue of is not in the Arabic text of the glorious Quran. Yusuf Al, yes, he's using that. Yusuf Ali's translation has that. I posted also another translator which doesn't even have the words like a carpet. So, round square, are you hearing me? What translation are you using for your translations? Even the Arabic that the post, you will notice, does not have the Arabic text. That's Hilali. Let me see. That Mohsin Khan. Let me post you Mohsin Khan, and you will see the words of like a carpet is also not in Mohsin Khan's translation. That's what meant by the brothers. So we will move on to the next question after you read this. You'll see Dr. Mohsin Khan's translation says, as a, will you dot this person for me, please, admins, Worf Klingon King. Dr. Mohsin said, and the earth we have spread out. There is no words like a carpet, and have placed therein firm mountains, and caused to grow therein all kinds of things in due proportion. So we will now move on to the next topic about Islamic Braveheart. He is introducing a matter that is not in the glorious Quran. Mike is free.
Okay, akhi. Okay, akhi. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we will take it. Okay, we will take it. Okay, that he has said and accepted this because he has said he agrees with the Quran because of this statement that he has made. He has said, this is his words. Okay, these are the words of Round Square. He says, yes, the earth appears flat from our point of view. That's it. And this is what the Quran is speaking about. So since I hope that you've accepted this, and then we can move on to the next question. I keep getting phone calls here, so I'm not trying to run away here. Okay, so the next question is,
Round Square, are you in the room? Could you give me one, please? Round Square, are you in the room? Round Square, are you in the room? You still did not respond to my question a while ago. Let's debate for a moment. In the end, we will. You can text for the time being. As soon as the debate is finished, everybody can come to the mic and elaborate on the questions that have been raised. Round Square, are you in the room? Do I have voice in the room? No. Okay. Will an admin bounce him and let him come back in? Maybe he's frozen. Maybe. Okay. Thank you very much, Muslim Abani. Wolf Klingon, what's your problem? Well, we'll wait for Round Square to re-enter the room, and inshallah, we have a debate. We should have a debate going on, inshallah. Round is here. Are you hearing me, Round? Okay. I ask what translation of the glorious Quran? What translation of the glorious Quran are you using? And you said, Muhsin Khan, did you get my comment that the word like a carpet is not in the Arabic text of the glorious Quran? Did you get that explanation? Okay, good. Would you like to come on with your next question? And please, if you want to continue, we move on to the next question. Supposed contradictions in the glorious Quran. Mike is yours, Round Square.
The next speaker can come up for the time being. Something came up that I have to take care of immediately. I'm sorry about that. I have to take care of this instantly.
okay, no problems. We all have these problems. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That for any of the people who are in the room, okay, that that question or that question that was put forward by Round Square, it has been answered, okay, to a satisfactory position where yes, the Quran that there is regarding this verse of the Quran, that there is no contradiction. I know that there are, if they feel that something else needs to be added on to what's been said, okay, to prove that indeed there is a mistake in the Quran when it speaks about the earth being flat, right? So, is any non-Muslims in here who feel that, you know, nope, we all agree that that was right? Yeah, okay, no problems. Okay, so it seems like that Round Square has had to leave for a little while. Inshallah. No, the debate hasn't finished. He had to leave. Abu Hadi, your mic, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم brothers and sisters. So